And as a single mother, I want to make this clear. I'm not bitter. I'm not depressed of our situation. I am simply overstimulated. I'm overstimulated from being the full time mother, the full time employee, having to take care of my physical, mental well being as well as my child's. I'm not bitter. I'm overstimulated. I'm going to say it again. I'm not bitter. I'm overstimulated. I'm not bitter. I'm overstimulated. Why? Because you get to be out here doing whatever you want to do and having fun and getting your child whenever you want to. And me, I have to be the full time parent by default. Now, do I mind? No. Do I love my child? Yes. But I shouldn't have to validate that and make it feel like, oh, she talking about us because she's bitter. No, I am simply overstimulated.
Is it safe to say that most of these women, first of all, they do this to themselves because they pick poorly, and then the icing on the cake, something we don't talk about. A lot of these women alienate men from their children, and then they come online and play victim like this. It's like, no, they want somebody to walk up to them, roll out a red carpet, crawl up to them on hands and knees, and beg to see their child. When they should that shouldn't be the process. So then you get this situation right here where they sit up here all boldly, like, you get to do this. No, y'all want to be mommy, so the kids could be like, mommy did this for me. Mommy bought that. You bought me that Power Wheel when I was 5. Mommy bought me this. Them kids ain't gonna remember none of this stuff.
That part right there. Yeah, stop that. Yeah, please. And that's because there's a culture. The single mom, baby mama culture is what? You should have fought harder for your kids. So let's not get it understood. We don't feel sorry for no ninjas that get mixed up with hyenas like this. At the very same time, we can make sense out of it. That's it. You should have fought harder. They're gonna put you through heck because you're not appeasing her. This is Order 66. So anytime it get a little confusing, like I don't understand. Why would I want to keep the child from the kid? I don't understand. Why would she be doing something so counterproductive? Because her mama taught her what her grandmama taught her. Order 66 is in full effect. And if it wasn't passed down, somebody just simply rebelled because they was too hot in the butt.
I ain't raising no boys. I ain't raising no boys. Just ain't raising no boys by myself. That would just be key to my whole program. I ain't raising no boys by myself. So if we have boy, girl, and you decide to leave, you're gonna take all of them. Simply because I'm not separating my children, they going with you. Because boys should be raised with a father. It is with a father in the house. Ain't no 15-year-old boy bigger than me finna buck up to me. It ain't gonna happen.
Well, let me ask you this. Let's talk about boys and let's just children in general. What can make a single mom feel like and we talk about a functioning man. We're not talking about nug. Just I guess a co-parenting situation, if you will. Why does the mother automatically feel more ownership? Is it a 50-50 ownership of the child, or does the mother have more ownership because the kid lives with her?
Because the kid lives with her. She has more responsibility. She has more of the day-to-day decisions.
More ownership.
Yeah, the day-to-day decisions are what makes the family function. Every once in a while, you coming in and making the decision is not as paramount.
All right, let's stop though. You can't say that, because if you just doing this on your own, who's to say the man don't want to be involved in the day-to-day and you just being a dictator?
But that's not the case. You think
that is the case. You got a time in between. That's the case. A lot of these situations, that's the case.
No.
Yes, it is.
I'd say that's a minute. That's a small. That's a small group of women that don't want that man involved with that child. There's a lot of women want that man and that man involved with that child.
Listen, it's a large percentage. If you ask me, from observable reality, it's a large group of these single moms that do either directly or indirectly keep the father from having say so in the daily activities and things because of lack of communication. She's not about to communicate like this. Neither one of them is. But
like we talked about with even that guard, Mr. Walker, control. It's a control involved with this, man.
And that's exactly it. if Bonquisha start, okay, she got the kid. Now she got to communicate, be cordial, inquire about your day. Ain't gonna happen. It's not gonna. You miss me with that. You tell me this woman here gonna be like, hey, baby dad, all right, do you got time to have the kid today? He like, no, maybe tomorrow. She's like, okay, well, just let me know. And do you really think that outside of that ninja on the other end of that phone being available as soon as she call him, anything other than that, she not happy and it's drama. Believe that. She's like, hey, come get him today because she want to go out. If he like, I can get him tomorrow morning. Nah, see, because you did beep, bleep, bleep, beep, beep, beep.
I think most relationships, I think most people who have children together and who had a relationship, I think after a while they cordial with each other. They may not speak, they may not see each other, but you pass the kid along and you do whatever. There's many variations of why stuff doesn't work. It's not always nug nug, it's not always bum Keisha. It may be a combination of all of them, but it's not always an adversarial situation. There's a lot of families that get along. Drop the kid off at grandma's house. I go pick the kid up. Drop him off at your house. Pick the kid up. I mean, there's a lot of people that get along. They just don't know how to parent. They just don't know how to relationship with each other. That's all.
What's your take, Raquel? What's your take on the situation?
So I think that the reason why the women feel they have more ownership of the child is because I think maybe 6 times out of 10, they know they're having the baby and the guy doesn't want to have the child. And so after the child is born, everything becomes this, I'm going to stick it to you, sucker kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like every single thing, because they die on the fact that they had this child and
you didn't want the child.
You didn't want it. And right. And so that is just why I think things are so messed up, and definitely she comes off as one of those ones that are that way. She's overstimulated because she knows that she really had to go at this alone from the start, because he probably told her, hey, look, I'm not ready to be a father yet.
You mean them?
Or them?
You mean them? All 3 or 4 of them? Yes.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, I missed that part. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, them. Yeah. So yeah.
Okay, and shout out to Bernard. He says they killed me using medical terms out of context. Overstimulated is a term used when kids are overexposed to media.
Yeah, overstimulated. Yeah, that's what I said. Like, that was just sick hoodoo. You triggered, depressed, and bitter. Overstimulated.
I also think these women think it's a fantasy sometimes to have these kids. Like this is a dream thing that's going on. Oh, I'm gonna have a baby. I'm gonna get all the love I want. It's gonna be beautiful, blah, 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 blah. And then the reality hits you when that baby throw up on your clothes. When that baby gets sick at school, you got to get off your job. When the baby act up at school, fighting at school, don't know how to act, blah, blah, blah.
Linear equations, square roots, right. German 1, like it is hard, man.
And you got to train the children. You got to train the children to read. You got to train. You as a parent got to do these things, right? My mother taught me how to read when I was like 3.5, 4 years old. My mother sat me down and she trained me right with my brothers to learn how to read. They were a little bit older than me, but she trained all of us. And I was young enough to learn how to read when I was like 3 and 4, right? So these parents are not training their kids to read, not training their kids to be interested in school.
Well, hold on. It's a new day. They train them how to use iPads and how to work the smart TV. It's just different instruments, I guess. I don't know if they're using them for the better or for the worse.
How many people sit down and read a book? How many kids sit down and actually read a book or read a newspaper?
For the kids,
it's a new day.
I'm saying,
if you go sit down, how many people over the age of 70 know how to use an iPad? So,
yeah, but I'm talking about the changing time. I mean, it's a lost art. And some of these people read at fifth grade education level. Why do they read at the fifth grade education level? Because ain't nobody sat them down to make them read.
Because they ain't gonna need to know how to read. Who needs to know how to read and say apple? No, they're gonna be able to look at a picture and press a button on the screen. They know what an apple look like. That's where we at. And shout out to Tristan. He with the 10 ball. He says these Neanderthals continue to carry before they marry. There isn't a single mother on earth that I feel sorry for. Let me play the sad song on the world's smallest violin.
Yeah, real rap. Ain't nobody feeling bad for them. And HQ, you talking about read newspaper.
Wait a minute. I sat both of my children down, and I had a newspaper every week, and I said, "You need to explain to me what this article means, and I need you to understand what this article means. So you need to read it back to me every week." They got an article, and they had to understand it and read it back to me.
Reading and comprehension, understood. Right. But ain't no newspaper no more. I don't think.
No, it's true though, but that's where we heading. We heading towards a Pictionary society.
There is a newspaper, but we just subscribe to the online version that we look at on our iPads in our house. I mean,
there we go.
That's what I do too. I do the same thing.
You still got newspaper? You sit there and be sitting there with that paper like this? HQ?
Sometimes I do. Yeah.
My neighbor does.
The New York Times. Sometimes I do the New York Times. I read that, and Hometown News. Yeah. I do.
Okay. Shout out HQ. Shout out to Odd Job. Says, or sometimes they know the kids don't belong to the man. They pin the baby on. These women know they are diabolical.
You see all these factors. Do you see this? So you tell me that these women really aspire to co-parent well, and they don't know who the daddy is. You know what I'm saying? It's madness.
And shout out to my guy TJ. Says my 9-year-old has to read 2 books a month. I take her to the bookstore to pick out a book. I have no dummies on.
Yep. Bingo. That's exactly how you got to train the kid. You got to train them.
And here we go. Like you and Raquel said, that takes time. You got to literally have that time to put into your kids. These single moms don't have that time. They need to be at work every waking moment just to make ends meet. So sitting there having patience, trying to teach German and trying to teach algebra, man, please. They're going to get taught like we got taught. Y'all remember getting yelled at? If Johnny got 2 apples and little Susie take 1, how many he got? And your little goofy self sitting there. I know I was scared.
Mr. Walker, my son was just trying to have that conversation with me about his dad. I'm like, listen, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it because you know what? You have 2 opportunities for tutoring. If you don't want your father in here losing his shit on you, then go get up early and go to get your tutoring, or stay late and get your tutoring, or apply yourself more than trying to get on the game. Stop this.
Right.
You're not going to sit up here and feel bad about the one time daddy yelled at you about linear equations. Listen, you should be listening.
I remember my mother sitting at the table training with my sister in high school, and they were going over her homework. See, she didn't have to go with my homework. I was in a different school, so I was doing my thing. But my sister.
Oh, so you always been perfect your whole life?
No, I just went to all Catholic schools all my life, girls' school. I never went to school with guys until I was in college.
Okay.
That's why you so freaky, HQ. They say them Catholic girls be freaky.
What? Anyway.
HQ, I didn't know you went to Catholic school. Okay.
Yeah, all my life. St. Mary's Sacred Heart and St. Francis Academy, all Catholic school. But and no girl, it was no girls in this. It was no guys in my.
Not at a St. Mary. No. Exactly. Yeah. Okay.
So but she was sitting at the table with my sister, and she would help her. You help her with her homework every night. So I knew that that's what a mother's role was to do. Help your child through school. Help your child understand what's going on with this, that, and the third. My father, he was very good at math, so he would just sit down and just do that stuff really quick with my sister, and I'd be like, dang, daddy, you know how to do math and you're really good, and my sister, she got through high school. The rest of us didn't need that help, but she needed help. So I knew it was a mother's role to sit down and to train the children. I just did what my parents did. Train the children, eat at the table, help them with homework, teach them how to clean, when to clean, how to clean, the whole nine. So I just don't understand. If you're going to have a child, you need to have some kind of structure for that child, regardless of what goes on in your life. And if you know your life is out of control, you shouldn't be having no kids.
I agree.
That part. Shout out to my guy Tristan. Come back with the 20 ball. Says, speaking of books, go check out my recently published memoir, Against All Odds, on Amazon and in Barnes and Nobles. Okay. He says it's on my life growing up in foster care and how we can improve the success rate of foster youth in the country.
Yeah. Hey, brother Tristan. Okay, shout out to my foster brother. There you go.
Make sure you drop your link in the chat. Yeah, we definitely gonna go check it out. Did not know. Definitely support you. We're gonna support our interests for sure, brother.
Shout out to all the foster babies out there. There we go.
That part, that's too dope. So yeah, drop your link in the chat, man. Definitely gotta check it out.
There we
on
go.
Amazon. Okay.
I just went and got it. Yeah.
And shout out to DeMar. Okay, shout out to HQ.
Yeah. Boom,
and DeMarcus in the Cash App says she looked like she's looking for a bridge to drive off. Didn't manage that Kudakata, still ready for a trip to Pound Town.
Yeah, gonna listen to Ari. They ain't gonna learn. They don't know where to start to fix their life. They don't know where to start. They think I'm gonna go clean up again, keep trying to do the same thing, expecting a different outcome. Is that not a loose definition of insanity? That's what
the
they keep
girl
doing.
before her said the baby's fathers got better, as she was collecting them. That's what she said.
They got better. No, they got more slick tongue, more cunning.
Right.
Yeah.
See, I have a problem when you don't see. My whole thing is this: when you know better, you do better, right? If you know better, then do better. If you know mama had 6 kids and you know you don't want that garbage or you don't want 6 kids, figure out how to not have 6 kids. Figure out how to not have a baby mama. Figure out how to not get pregnant. If you know this is not how you want your life to be, and you know there's better, all them rich people on TV ain't got no kids, I don't know, blah, blah. If you know better, do better. That don't make no sense to me. Ain't no way I see my mama have 6 kids without a husband. I'm going to up and have 6 kids, and I don't have no husband. And I know it's crazy.